Just when I forget that you can see my face on camera. All right, I made notes. Just so the listeners know that we take on your comments. We take it all on board. So I made notes this time.
Thursdays are not a good night for me for Love Island.
It's fine, you didn't watch it.
Because I work.
Okay, so you didn't watch it. And I'm glad I took notes. I can tell you, I can give you the lowdown. See? All right, so obviously the day before we ended with Davide giving them a tour. That's where it kicked off. He's giving them a tour. He's on the stage with Fake Ekinsu. We need to find a name for her.
Fake Ekinsu.
Fake Ekinsu. Ooh, very quick. Love that search. He gives them a tour, but ends up on the terrace with Fake Ekinsu. And then they're talking wherever. She's trying to get a feel like, where's your, like, you know, you and Ekin, how's that going? And all that kind of stuff. You know, your previous relationships, all that usual chat they have when they first come in the house. Whatever it is anyway, the highlight for me was that she says to Davide, so are you like 100% closed off? Guess what he says?
No.
He's not 100% closed off. He said he's definitely with Ekin, but he's not 100% closed off, basically. So he didn't really, it's like, take it how you will. I'm not 100% closed off, but I am with Ekin. But we'll see what happens, kind of thing. So that happened. Did
that seem harsh, or does that seem?
It seemed like Davide. I do not expect anything else from this man. Like, it was on brand for him.
Okay.
And then so Reese then pulls Ekin for a chat whilst thinking. I mean, Ekin peeps though, because she's kind of a bit not threatened, but she's aware of the fact that this, you know, the girl fancies Davide, and she also clocked that they were on the terrace. So she was like, "Oh, they're not back from the tour yet." Talking to Adam. And Adam was like, "Oh, like, where are they?" And he's like, "Oh, they're on the terrace. They're talking." And he was like, "Oh, you saw them?" He's like, "Yeah, they're on the terrace." But she's playing it really cool. She's playing it really, really cool because Davide kind of credits her for that as well when he's talking to the boys. He was saying how the way she's handled it, like, it's almost like he finds it attractive how, like, she's been so calm and very confident and trusting in what they have that she didn't want to act in it. She hasn't acted out, basically. And he was even saying that that's one of the reasons why he jumped to give them the tour, because he was kind of like a test for Ekin to see how she acts.
Okay.
Yeah, so and she did well. She held it down, which is great. So Reese then pulls Ekin for a chat as well. But she says she's 100% closed off. Ekin don't want no problems anymore. She's making it clear. So obviously she spoke to him like, you know, and obviously he's younger. I think he's like 23. But he was saying how, you know, a lot of women that he's dated are like older and blah, blah, whatever. They do like a truth or dare. They do like a truth or dare game with the new people, kind of like to welcome them in or whatever. Something crazy. Like Dami was dared by someone, I can't remember who it was now. Andrew. I remember Tasha backing him to basically kiss India all over, starting from her toes to her mouth. I can't lie to you. If you kiss from my toes, you're not putting that in my mouth. That's wild. But anyways, he did it. Love the toe. He did all of that, which was great. There was nothing really that stood out. The only thing that was mad about the truth or dare was Deji had to kiss, I think the person he finds most attractive in the house, which is the new girl, Lacey. The one that she fancies him back.
Oh, okay.
Lacey. So when she comes, obviously this is her first night, whatever. When she had red lipstick on, she basically pied him. Because she was like, "Oh, like, I've got red lipstick on. Like, you can't kiss me." But as a woman, I get it, because red, it does get messy. It's not like lip gloss. It gets messy, it could go everywhere. But at the same time, it was just like, it was awkward.
Why did he walk over to kiss him?
He walked over to kiss her, like literally leaned in, and she's like, no, like, I've got red lipstick on, it's all messy, it's not gonna, it's not gonna work. Then he's just like, well, I'm here. And she's like, okay, we'll just, and then she gave him literally a peck, like, when everyone else was going on full snog. Like, it was a bit crazy.
And you're saying that she actually fancies him, though?
She does.
I saw a clip of her sitting there and saying, like, I really, like, she's saying, like, I'm on you, basically.
Yeah. So basically what it was, we'll just get to that part actually, was they went on dates. So the bombshells got to pick people they wanted to go on a date with. So Jamie picked Danica. That's the football guy. By the way, he might get fired because he didn't get approval from his football club before he went. they put out a statement. I'm gonna read it actually. They put out a statement. So so Jamie went with pick Danica, but what I've clocked here, and now it makes more sense because from when he came in, he's been on Danica. Like they've kissed twice now.
Is it?
In one night, yeah, they've kissed twice now. They kissed the Truth or Dare game, and then they also kissed when they went on their date. And so, what ended last night, which was when they were at nighttime, she says, "Let's go for what is it? What's the in football term when you get 3 goals?
Hat trick.
Yeah, she's like, let's get a hat trick. Like let's do 3 for 3 kind of thing. So he really fancies her, but I clocked that he's very even if he doesn't fancy her, yeah. He's doing it right because obviously this is the end of the show.
Yeah.
So he's coming. He's not going home. He's definitely staying. 100% staying. Because the other guy liked Ekin. Ekin's taken. So he was smart to go and take the single person. And he has stuck it on her. They're having great chats. Like he is everything that he's ticking all the boxes. And remember as well, they've been watching the show. So they can really manipulate themselves to be exactly what they know that you need.
Yep.
Oh, so you say he's just cooking in there. He's going off.
He's going off. Like, even though the other guy is interested, yeah, but the other guy is doing, I'm going to chat to this person, He said, listen, I'm only interested in Danica. And he keeps telling her, like, it's only you.
Yeah.
He's like, obviously, I know that the other guy likes you as well. You got, feel him out. But I just want you to know, he even said, before I came in this house, you were who I was coming for. I'm here now. You're still the only one I want. So I'm game, basically.
She must be on cloud 9.
She's loving it. Oh,
Yeah.
she's loving it. She's absolutely loving it. She's absolutely loving it. So so he took Danica on it. They went on a date. He picked Danica. It was dates at the same time, so like simultaneous date. And then Reese then picked Ekin. Natalia picked Adam, not Davide. She picked Adam. And Lacey picked Deji. So I think Lacey and Jamie are playing it complete because again, Lacey's just with Deji. It's just her and Deji.
Is she playing a game or does she reckon she likes him?
She's playing a game. I don't even think she's been with a black man in her life. She's playing a game, like heavily. She's playing a game. It's so obvious. Because in her confession, she didn't say Deji. She didn't say she fancied Deji.
It's true.
But she's come in the house now and she's all like, oh yeah, it's just you, blah, blah, blah. And he even went on a date, he was like, oh, like, you look like do you know what, yeah? His chat, yeah, is not, I don't know whether he's nervous or what it is, or maybe because he knows that he's got the upper hand. So he's not really auditioning for girls anymore. His dad said she's like a teacher. She's like, what do you mean? He's like, you're like a school teacher. And she was like, what do you mean? He's like, no, like a sexy school teacher. She's like, oh, okay. So I feel like he's giving her like dead chats here, but because sis has her eyes on the prize, she's going along with it. It was a nice date. I think the highlight from the date as well, obviously Danica and Jamie made it clear, like, they get on really, really well, to be fair. And they look like they look compatible. Yeah, they looks wise, they look like each other, they make sense for each other. And then Ekin told Reese that she's not interested, basically. She said, you're a nice guy and everything. But if I'm being honest with you, my heart, soul, mind is with Davide. And that's where I'm at. She's like, obviously, like, if it turns out a girl comes in and his head turns, I'm not going to sit around and be crying about it. I will have to move on. But she said, like, right now, that is my priority. That's where I'm at. And when they went back home, when they went to the villa and reported it, Davide was smiling from ear to ear. Like, and I feel like he needed to hear that, even though he didn't say he was 100%. And there was that. And then Adam as well, obviously he's only been in the house for a week. But he was talking to Natalia, and that's vacancy. And he basically said, that with him, he was like, he's not closed off. He's like, it's only been a week.
Yeah.
So he can't close himself off. But like, he obviously is interested in Paige or whatever. And Paige is heavily rattled. Oh my gosh. This is having heart palpitations. Like she was crying to Gemma.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was like, oh, like, like it's only been a week and why can't, because even in the confession, when the girl picked Adam, it's like, oh, like, why can't I just have something? Like, can't I just have this one? Like, it's like, girl, you've had a couple now, a few now, okay. But so she's kind of feeling a bit insecure because he's obviously picked Fake and Sue. And Fake and Sue's a good looking girl. Because she was like to Gemma, she's like, oh, like, she's Brazilian, like, she's beautiful, her body's nice and this. And I'm just a paramedic from from wherever she's from. And she's like, I feel like, what if like her chat is better than mine and she's more like fun than me and blah, blah. Just doing the whole, just feeling sad for herself. But with Paige, I never know if I believe it or not. Because I'm just like, you've been doing sassy girl and bitchy girl all season and now you're going to tell me that you're insecure because...
Is Adam feeling Fake and Sue?
Fake and Sue. I think he's He's attracted to her because she's a pretty girl, but not really. So basically, he comes up from the date, and when he comes back, he goes and hugs Paige. Ekin hugs Davide. It's really cute. Ekin picked some flowers for Davide. They're so dumb, the both of them. She picked some flowers for him because they were like, it's like a picnic kind of date. But then Adam then pulled Paige for a chat after they, had a debrief. And he said actually that before he went on the date, he didn't want to close himself off because he was like, I've been here for a week. But he said being on the date and like after the date made him realize that he just wants to be with Paige.
Mm.
He made it exclusive with her.
Oh,
yeah. He actually said, he's like, I don't want to I don't like the word exclusive or whatever, but I would say that I'm just for you. Like, I only want to be with you. I don't want to see myself with you. So, yeah, like, I'm not interested. But obviously, the girl, he didn't make it clear to her because when she briefed the girl, she said to them how, it was a good day, it was flirty banter. We need to clarify what the whites think flirty banter is because I don't be seeing any of that. But apparently, that's what they do. It's like, it was flirty banter and da-da-da-da-da. And it was really good. And she was like to Paige, like, obviously I know it's hard for you to hear. And Paige was like, yes, it is. And then, yeah, so I feel like with Faking Sue, she doesn't know that he's not really interested in her fully. Mm-hmm. But then he's gone and made it exclusive with Paige. But I feel like it's one of the things where when they talk in the terrace the next morning, Paige's gonna be like, oh yeah, we're exclusive now, kind of thing. And that'll make Faking Sue realize she's fumbled the bag, I guess. What else happened? Let's see. India called Dami Deji again.
Again?
Guess where?
In the bed?
In bed.
Yeah. Shit.
Do you know what? Okay, let me tell you what happened. So when you bring that?
She's got no respect, man.
So basically, when they were catching up with the girls or whatever, this is when the bombshells first came in or whatever. They were talking about something. I can't remember what they were talking about. And one of the bombshells goes, oh no, it was during the Truth or Dare. She goes something like, poor Summer. I can't remember exactly what the sentence was about or whatever it was. Is it in my notes? No, it's not. But she basically said, poor Summer. Something about Summer came up or whatever. It's got like, poor Summer, right? No, they asked Dami a question, something about like, who is he? Yes, okay. So she asked Dami, she said, before Casa Amor, during Casa Amor, did you always know you were going to come back to India? He said, yeah, of course. Like, I always knew I was going to come back to India. So then he was like to India, because India was like, okay. So he was like to India, you hear that? Like, I always knew I was going to come back here. He's like, yeah, I mean, granted, I came in with someone else, but I always knew, I wanted to be with you. That's when she goes, poor Summer.
Who said that, India?
No, Faking Sue.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. So India, in a confession, India was like, how's she going to say poor Summer? You don't even know her. It's just a beg. You don't even know the bitch. kind of vibe. So that's what it was. So when she's in bed, so obviously that irritated her like highly. So when they're in bed later on in the night, she's like to Dami, like, I can't believe she said poor Summer. Like, first of all, if she's like, yeah, granted, like I came in here with she said something about how could she say poor Summer? Like, me and Deji's business is none of your business. So it was something like that where the name should have been Dami. Because she was talking about her and Dami, but she said Deji. And Dami was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is starting to irritate me now because that now you're doing too much kind of thing. So then anyway, you could see that he was obviously pissed off about it. She's like, oh my God. She was like, like, she didn't have the words to say. She's like, oh, like, I don't know why I said that. I'm so sorry, whatever. So anyways, the next morning now, he's then telling the boys, and you could tell like he woke up irritated. He's like to the boys, basically, she called me Deji again. Even Deji was like, again? Deji's thinking, why am I in it? So she was like, oh, he said that, and then Deji was like, again. And literally all of them echoed, again. And they're like, yeah, like now it's disrespectful. So now they're hyping up like, basically don't have it kind of thing. It's mad, it's rude, blah, blah. But then when they get downstairs, the girls are like, no, India tells the girls, and the girls are like, not gonna lie, India, you gotta make that man breakfast because basically you're moving mad, sis. Like, why'd you keep doing that? So now the girls are like to her, you need to make up to him because that's wild. So hear this. She goes down to the kitchen now. Everyone's downstairs. He's like on the beanbag, so you can see she's making breakfast for him, right? But where she is, like you can see that Deji's there as well, Andrew's there, whatever. Everyone just kind of scattered around. She's making breakfast, and they're like, "Oh, what are you making? Are you making breakfast?" she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, make some bacon and eggs and blah blah, try and make up to Dami. Deji goes, India, do you mind just scrambling some eggs for me while you're there?
Can you imagine? He's feeling confident.
Yeah, of course, sure. The whole time, Dami is like, where that sofa is. Dami can hear all of this. And Dami's like to Luca, he's like to him, how's she over there trying to make it up to me, making breakfast for me? And Deji's just gone up and asked her to throw his eggs in. And she said, yeah. And Luca's like, yeah, now she's taking the piss now. So they're like, yeah, how are you trying? You called him the wrong name twice. You're trying to make up to him by making breakfast for him. But you're making breakfast also for the guy whose name you keep calling him.
Can you imagine?
So Luca was like, yeah, do you know what? Like, it's a good gesture, but like now you basically messed it up because this is just stupid now, basically. So then the girls are like to her, write Dami on it, just so you don't say the wrong name again. But she's like, no, I'll just put D on there. But you can tell that when she goes to tell him that breakfast is ready, yeah, she's being so careful. She's like, Dami, the food is ready. Like, let's have breakfast. Then he's like, are you sure you don't mean Deji? And she's like, no. Like, I only care about you, Dami. And he was like, imagine you said Deji again, I swear. But hopefully that whole mess with them is that. But that was bloody hilarious. What else is there?
She needs to do more to make up to him, though, man.
No, she's funny. But yeah, so Adam and Paige exclusive. Davide was happy, obviously, that Ekin told Reese, and he was able to report back to the girls as well that that's what it was. Deji and Lacey are getting on really well. Jamie and Danica are getting on really well. So I reckon Faking Sue and Reese are going to leave because they didn't play the game properly.
Mm.
But in the preview, that's basically the highlight of it. In the preview, before I get there, before I tell you the preview, there's a scene at the end of the day after the date's like nighttime when they're winding down, where Faking Sue is telling the other new girl, Lacey, she's like, basically, I thought when I came in, the person that'll be the nicest to me is Ekin.
Mm.
But actually, she hasn't been nice to me at all. Like, she hasn't had any conversation with me. And when I look at her, like, I can see her kind of looking at me kind of thing. Like, she's just been very, very off and very weird.
Mm.
And I don't like that. I didn't think she'd be, it's like she's kind of like being a bit bitchy to her, kind of not saying anything, not acknowledging her basically.
Mm.
And in the preview, she and Ekin have an argument.
No way.
Yeah, so they're around the table, right? And Ekin's like, do you have a problem with me?
Mm.
And she's like, no, I don't have a problem. Ekin was like, well, it seems as if you have a problem with me because you're acting as if you have a problem with me.
Mm.
And she's like, if I had a problem with you, hun, I will let you know.
Mm.
So you can tell that it's some kind of tension going on there. But
Wow.
yeah, so tonight should be, hopefully they haven't exaggerated that.
Mm.
And it's a proper argument. But
Yeah, they probably have.
yeah, but when you come in and you're like, but do you know what's ironic though? It's ironic because Faking Suit is moving the exact same way Ekin moved when she moved in terms of like, oh, this person I like, and making it known and like flirty. Because basically the guys were working out in the gym. Adam and Davide were in the gym as well.
Mm.
Faking Suit went over there. Oh, I thought you guys were going to call me when it's time to work out. And they were like, oh, like you could just, Davide wasn't really engaged in the conversation. Adam was like, oh yeah, you can work out if you want. She's like, oh, I don't know if I should change or like just work on my bikini. Just all that kind of stuff. And then Ekin is just like, why is she over there? Like the girls are very aware that, this is what they're doing. So yeah, but it's just ironic because she's literally doing the exact same thing Ekin did when she came in. But obviously now, table turned, Ekin's not really feeling it.
Right. That's funny.
But yeah, so it should be interesting. I reckon they probably have a recoupling. They might preview the recoupling on Sunday. Oh no, they've only been there a couple of days. And then maybe a few extra days they'll probably give them, maybe mid next week. But yeah, so that's it for Love Island the day after today.